All right, good morning. It's about 7 o'clock at the moment, and I always used to have my 6 o'clock let's go rule, but I can't anymore. It's days are shortening, and it's sun setting before 9 o'clock as well now. So 7 o'clock start. How are you feeling, Christine?
Yeah, ready to go.
She got her head on backwards. That means I'm in trouble. She's going to go all right. She's going to go good today. But yeah, we're going to try and do 3 peaks. What was the first hut we're going to? Can you remember the name of it? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, we've got one up and down to the first hut. And once we leave that, there's no going back. 2 more up and down. And we think it'll probably take us about 9 hours in total to get to, was it Rose's hut? Yeah. Which is our target for today. So we'll show you what it's like as we go. I'm expecting steep ridges and, yeah, steep sidelines today. Okay, we'll see you on the trail. So the start of this track's a bit more overgrown than I was expecting. I thought we'd sort of get straight up because there was no easing into it. Pretty much left the hut and we're straight up. But yeah, the bush bash our way through a bit of shrubs and stuff this morning, which has made it a little bit more difficult. But it is what it is. We'll persevere and keep going. Well, we've got that extra height today and we are actually getting our first view of Lake Wanaka. If I just zoom in down here, you can see Lake Wanaka, and that's the valley we've worked our way up. Here comes Christine. Sometimes when you have another person in your video and it shows you just how steep it is, it's pretty steep. I don't think it's the steepest we're going to get today though. How you feeling, Christine?
Okay.
Yeah, we can see Lake Wanaka.
No. Oh.
Yeah, first look now, we are high enough. I'll try and zoom in here and show you where we think we're going. There's a little bit of a sideline just up here. You can see the track just by that rock there. And then when we spin around here, straight up the middle there, you can see a bit more of a track going up this ridge line up here. That's us, I think. We're starting to get some real nice views of the lake now. Just gorgeous. We can see all the islands and that in it. You can see a steep little sideline on the other side where we're heading. In the good old Te Araroa. Nice little saddle there that we could pop through, but I know it's going to take us up this ridge line, and maybe we pop through just there in the middle of the screen, or maybe we hang a right and keep going up the ridge. We'll find out when we get there. You can see some little footprints here. Certainly of a little animal that we don't want in New Zealand. Well, that's the first climb done for the day. We're going to do the downhill now. And I can just start to see where we're heading. We're going down over that ridge there. If I zoom in here, you can see the track continuing down here. And on the other side, you can just see it over here as well. Sort of heading up this ridge here. If I swing around to the right, I can see another track over here as well. I'm not sure if that's us heading up that ridge as well. And there's even another one that we're ducking up this ridge here as well. You can sort of see a bit of a track, but we'll find out as we get closer. But climb one done, we're going to do the descent now. Well, they say the Motor Tapu has ridge walking on it. I don't think it gets much more ridge walk than this. This is cool. So I pointed out on the way up, I showed a much lower saddle and I said typical TA takes us up even higher. But had we hit that lower saddle, we would have popped out in the middle of my screen here. And I almost wonder if the track used to come down here. There's almost remnants of an old track. If I zoom in here, you can see a bit of an old track coming down the side there. And they maybe had to take us up over, I think it was Jack Hall saddle, just for safety reasons because of all the instability in the ground down here. So you can see these big crevices, so that's just signs of the ground slumping and slips. That's what happens when you're a civil engineer. You go hiking and you can see what's going on. But yeah, this little section I'm walking on now, I dare say next year's TA hikers won't be able to walk on it. I don't think it's going to last a lot longer. Now, if I zoom in on this ridge, that's where we've come down. It's pretty steep, but pretty awesome to be walking this sort of track, and really blessed. Hardly a breath of wind. It'd be pretty nerve-wracking in the wind. You can see us disappearing over that ridge there. And if I look down on the other side here and zoom in a little, you should be able to see our track going across that sideling there. And somewhere amongst all of this is a hut. I'm not sure where that's going to appear. Obviously where there's a bit of flat ground where they can actually put the hut. Well, we sort of look at today as 3 stages, up and down 3 in a row. And that's the first one done when we get to this hut here. I actually can't remember the name of the hut. We'll find out when I get over there. And it's a shame actually, I just saw a mountain tar. It was just on this trail that saw me and bolted. I can't see where it went, but despite being a pest, they are beautiful, the way they can run around this sort of terrain. So there we are. This one's actually called Highland Creek Hut. Look at this sort of terrace sort of decking there to enjoy the views, but inside it will be a mirror image of the one we stayed in last night. So there was a deal done when this land was put up for sale that they had to provide huts and a track for ridgeline walking for the local hiking community. So this hut was built 2006 and that was the arrangement. So Then when we get to Rose's hut, it'll be the same as this again. They're all nice huts actually. So this is the view from the deck of the hut. Well, I've just done a little short climb. We're going to drop down here, and on the other side you actually start to see the trail markers, and this is a ridge we go up here. It's going to be steep. Just going to have to persevere, plod along and work our way up. We get right up to the top there. Not sure where we go after that. It's funny, in the saddle here, it's like I can see a farming fence or something up in there. I'm not sure what that's all about. You know, we'll get up there and we'll see. Now, that was a steep climb. Here's Christine still coming up now. I think 95% of that, my heels didn't touch the ground. That's how steep it was. I was on the balls of my feet. My calves on fire the whole way up. There's the hut where we came from, down there. And then if we spin around here, you can look down here. There's a bit of a, well, I wouldn't call it a stile, a set of stairs. And I think we're going to go up this ridge here. You can see a bit of a track up this ridge. So I'm not sure when we get up the top there if that's our next summit or if that's a false summit. We'll find out when we get there. Man, solid climb. Here's Christine, she's working her way up still. And we're not over yet. If I swing around here, there's a rocky outcrop up here. If I zoom in, I see a marker pole up here too. And I still don't think that's the top yet either. We'll get over there and then we'll work out what's next. Well, we're a fair way up, but we're still not at the top yet. If I look over here, it's my first look at where the top is. There's actually a little bit of a track over here. And there's actually a marker pole over there. Probably won't pick it up on the camera, but we're going in over there somewhere. Well, we've just hit the peak of the second climb. One more climb to go, but two more downhills. And just around the corner of this mountain here, you see a little glimpse of Lake Wanaka just poking out down there. And down in this valley here, there's actually a bit of a road down here too. Might be able to see it going across there. So a little bit of farmland and a road down there. And this is pretty much where I've come from. You can see a bit of the track just sidling across the hill here. Christine's just down there somewhere. She won't be too far behind me. She's a very consistent hiker, Christine. And we can see the way down. There's a bit of a sidling across here. There it is there in the middle of my screen. So I imagine there's this ridge down here we're going to go down. No hut at the bottom of this one. We go down to a water source. We'll have a bit of a lunch break there and brace ourselves for one more climb today, and then we get to Rose's hut. It's a tough day. Putting it in perspective, when I came out of top Timaru hut and I went up to Breast Hill, that was a 1,000-metre climb. I've done 1,000 metres now. This is like a sawtooth. Cumulatively, I've done 1,000 metres. We've still got to drop down another 500 and go up another 500. So today's actually a bigger day than when I summited Breast Hill and gave you the views over Lake Hawea. Just amazing up here though. Rugged, but majestic at the same time. Well, we're still doing our descent here. You can see the track down here over this little ridge, and we're going to drop into that beech forest. We'll have a bit of a break for lunch there and replenish our water supplies. But you can actually see the switchbacks here and our way out. I was wondering if that was our track, and it's sort of confirmed now. If I zoom right in, you may pick them up in the middle of my screen. Long way away, but there's another hiker. And Christine at Highland Creek Hut, she went through the logbook there. There were 4 other hikers who actually went one hut further on from us and stayed at Highland Creek last night, who are also pushing on to Rose's hut. So that may well be 2 of those 4 hikers there going up those switchbacks on the other side. We're going to have a break before we do that. That's the start of our last ascent. I don't know what happens once you get to the top of that sort of ridge, whether it goes up further or what happens. We'll work it out when we get there ourselves. And my favourite, back down a nice ridge line, but back into the beech forest. I can hear some water down the bottom too, so we must have almost finished our descent. So we'll have a little break, get our water supplies, and then I've already pointed out the ascent. A lot of switchbacks, another ridge. It's going to be tough. We've already done 2 today. It is what it is. We're just going to have to get on with it. And I'm definitely going to look forward to seeing Rose's hut this afternoon, that's for sure. All right, we'll see you soon. So that's the tree line we came out of, and yeah, this section, till we get up to those switchbacks, a lot of bush bashing through stuff like this. A bit frustrating when you really just want to get going and you're tired on your 3rd climb of the day. So you can see here, significant amounts of instability on this track. You can see all the big holes and stuff here. And when I stood back and looked at this section with switchbacks from the other side, it was really clear to me it's instability all the way to the top. So it wouldn't surprise me that next year's TA they won't be able to switch back up here. This winter I think this whole lot's gonna come down in a big slip. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling this last climb of the day. That's that switchback section done that I showed you going up the side. Now I walk up the ridge line, and I think I go all the way up this ridge line to a little saddle in the background there somewhere. I just can't see, the track disappears, but I'm not quite halfway up yet. We've still got a lot of elevation, so we must just keep chugging up that ridge. There's only one way to do it though. I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's the last one. I'm really going to enjoy the hut at the end of the day though. We'll keep going. So yeah, definitely won't see it on the camera, but we're going to get all the way up to the top here to this ridge, and then we're going to come along here. I can actually see another hiker coming along that ridge, so that's our destination, that ridge. Well, there we are, 3 summits in a day. I'm not going to lie, that was tough. But look at that, if I zoom in here, Lake Wanaka, absolutely gorgeous. I imagine that's Glendew Bay down there where we turned and came up into the first valley yesterday, but I can't be absolutely certain. But spectacular view. And this is the view over the other side from the high point. We can look up this valley here. There's definitely a road or a 4-wheel drive track down there, but I don't think that's us tomorrow. If I swing around here, I can't be certain yet until I get a bit closer. But there's this ridge up here and a bit of a track going up this ridge here. You can see possibly our way out tomorrow, but we drop down into the next valley in Rose's hut. I'm going to be glad when I see that one. 1,500 metres of ascent and 1,500 metres of descent today when I get there, and it's all been pretty steep. We keep heading along this ridge line now. I'll wait here for Christine to catch up. I forgot to mention, Christine and I, we're doing this hike over 3 days. Glendew Bay over to Arrowtown. 1st of March, trail runners are going to run this. They do it in a day. I'm not sure how many hours they actually do it in. I don't know if it's as well known as the coast to coast and whether it gets televised, but if anybody's in the know, it's just phenomenal. These guys doing it in a day. It must be about, I'm doing 1,500 metres of elevation today. Yesterday we got to the first peak and down, and there's 2 more peaks tomorrow. Those runners must be doing around a 3,000 metre ascent and descent to run that race in a day. If anybody who's watching knows and how quickly they do it, let us know in the comments. It's just phenomenal what those runners do. Now there's our next ridge line, and here's Christine down there. She shot off ahead of me. I was checking my messages and that. We've got a signal up there, so yeah, I'll plot on down there, and somewhere down there on the other side is our hut. Looking forward to it. Well, there it is, finally, our first look at Rose's hut, but it's a long way away. It's going to take a long time to get there. Well, just closing out for the day. Arrived at Rose's hut. It took us a little under 9 hours, probably about 8.5 hours to get here. A solid day. 3 peaks in a day. First 2 are pretty cool. I was quite good with it, but the third climb, that really got me. Coming down was the same as the others, but just that third climb. So yeah, nice to get into Rose's hut. We've got a bed. I've got an upstairs bed near the window, so I hope to have a good night's sleep. If no other people arrive late, might even be able to do double mattresses again. But yeah, certainly a tough one. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see how I go backing up after that one. We do have another climb, and apparently we're going to get beautiful views of both Lake Wanaka and the Remarkables over at Queenstown. And then there's a decision after that. Some people were talking about taking a 4-wheel drive track out, but the official TA route goes over yet another hill, so you have to do 2 climbs tomorrow to follow the official route. I think everybody knows me by now. I'll be following the official route. I don't care how tired I am. Then I get into Arrowtown, and that's, as far as I understand, the worst over for us southbounders. It all gets a bit more easy sailing after that. So one more big push. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.